Riddle Halacha of the day. A rabbi gets up to deliver a speech to 1,000 people in the audience. How is it possible? Because of what the rabbi is saying, the rabbi himself and the people in the attendance will be met with retribution from Hashem. Hashem will punish both the rabbi and the people in attendance for what the rabbi is saying. Where can we find such a situation? Unbelievable. A rabbi giving a speech, people are listening, and still they're going to get punished. Rabotai, very too often we see this happening. This case over here, this riddle is going on a person that is eulogizing a dead person that died, and that person does not have the qualities of what the eulogizer is saying. Rabotai, I will bring to you all the sources. Everything has to be documented. Everything has to be sourced. But I want to try to explain the riddle. Very too often, we go to Yushvo, and we see over there that the rabbi of the community, or whatever it might not be, gets up, or other eulogizers, and the person, lo lein Rabotai, I don't know, I'm just speaking with you. A person that's laying in the coffin over there might have been a Rasha, he might have been an evil man. He might have not kept Shabbat, ate on Yom Kippur, slept with married women, killed, stealed. He might have charged interest. He might have done everything wrong in his life. During his lifetime, people hated him. Somehow, when he died, the eulogizers get up and they start making him out to be a tzaddik. Rabotai, that is asur to do. One is not allowed to say on the dead something that they don't have. And one who does so, the person, the eulogizer that is speaking, will be punished for saying something that he doesn't have. The people that are listening will get punished for nodding their heads and agreeing in a way with him, because they're not protesting against him. Everybody's quiet. When a person is quiet, it's as if he's agreeing. And also the dead person will be held accountable because they're speaking things on him that he doesn't have. Rabotai, I one time said this in the Yushvo, it was hilarious. One of the guys there got up and he said, I don't understand this rabbi. The rabbi doesn't allow us to go to the pool if it's mixed. He says no pool, no mixed beaches, no mixed parties. And now the rabbi is telling me I can't even go to the Yushvo. First of all, I never said you cannot go to the Yushvo. I said when you go to the Yushvo, be careful who you're listening to and whom they're speaking about. Rabotai, everything needs to be documented. Where is this brought down, what I'm saying? Not my words, Rabbi say. The Gemara, Masechet Berachot Daf Samach Bet Amud Aleph, that's page 62, side 1. The Gemara over there brings down a story with a eulogizer and Rav Nachman. Rav Nachman was in attendance of a certain guy that had passed away. A eulogizer got up and he started giving praises on the guy that is dead. When the eulogizer got up to the phrase, how modest this guy was, Rav Nachman got upset and he started saying, how do you know if this guy is modest, if this guy is modest or not, if you never went with him to the bathroom? Why? Because Rav Nachman brought a teaching from a Baraita. Rav Nachman says, "Ein korin tzinua ela lemisha tzinua b'beit hakiseh." You can't call somebody modest. Only the one who's in the bathroom, when he's behaving in a modest way, when he's covering himself, that's how you're going to know if he's modest or not. Who's called modest? The one who's called modest, who's modest in the bathroom. So Rav Nachman is telling the eulogizer, how do you know this guy was modest? Why? You went with him to the bathroom? Rabotai, the Gemara continues and said, I don't understand Rav Nachman. Now is the time. The guy is dead. Now is the time you have to get up and this is bothered by you. What do you care what the guy is saying? This is it, Rabbi say. It's not about what you care, it's about what Hashem says. He comes and he says over like this. Rav Nachman brings another bright, it says like this. Just like they're going to take retribution, they're going to punish the dead. Because when the eulogizer is speaking about him and saying things about him that he doesn't have, he's going to be punished right now. Number one. Number two, he says, just like they're going to punish the dead, the guy who's there, so too Hashem is going to take retribution, he's going to punish the eulogizers and the people in the attendance that are answering, meaning they're shaking their head when the person is being eulogized. Bottom line, Rabotai, we see from over here that a eulogizer that is eulogizing needs to be very careful what comes out of his mouth. Even though we allow you to exaggerate very little, if he had good midot, we allow you to exaggerate very little from what he had. But if he had no midot tovot, Rabotai, you're not allowed to over-exaggerate at all. I'm not telling you, Rabotai, to go now and start saying what bad he did. But don't also make him to be a righteous tzaddik. Don't make him the next big rabbi. You know what I'm saying? If a guy, listen, whatever it was, maybe he did the tshuva before he died. I don't know. But don't show the world the wrong picture. Rabotai, where's all this brought down? Like I mentioned, the source for this is Masechet Berachot of Samach Bet Amud Aleph. That's page 62, side 1. Also, Rabotai, we learn from here a very important concept about what does it mean that one has to be modest in the bathroom. And that is a halacha in the Shulchan Aruch, Rabotai. The Ramah brings this down. In Or Chaim and Siman Bet, in Halacha Vav, the Ramah brings down that when a person goes take care of his needs, he needs to cover his body. A person can just decide to sit down and make number 2 and be completely open, because Rabbi said we need to remember that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's presence fills the entire world. Now, where is this halacha brought down? Very simple. This halacha is brought down in Shulchan Aruch, in Siman Bet, in Halacha Bet. That's chapter 2, law number 2. Over there it says, Al Yomar Hineni Bechadre Chadarim Miroeni. A person shouldn't say that I'm in the most inner chamber. Who's going to see me? Why? Ki HaKadosh Baruch Hu Molokol Aretz Kevoido. It's a halakha in the Shulchan Aruch because Hashem's honor, Hashem's glory fills the whole world, fills the whole earth. There isn't a place where Hashem isn't. Even in the most lowliest place, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there with you. So therefore we see from over here that a person has to go ahead and he has to behave in modesty even when he is in the bathroom. Rabotai, last but not least, the last source in Yoredeya, in Shulchan Aruch, Yoredeya, in Shin Dalet Mem, in Halacha Aleph, over there brings down regarding that it is forbidden for a person, meaning the eulogizer, to eulogize on the dead something that he doesn't have. I read for you the language. It says over here, Ve'asur lahaflig b'shivcho yoter midai. It is forbidden for a person to exaggerate on the praises more than he's able to on the dead. Ela maskarim midot tovot shebo. Rather mention the good midot that he did have. Umusafim bahem kitzat. And you're allowed to add on them a little bit. Rak shelo yaflig, but do not over-exaggerate, Rabotai. Ve'im lo hayu bo midot tovot. What happens if this guy had no good character traits? He was hated by everybody. Lo yaskir alav. Do not mention anything on him. Ve'acham ve'chasid maskirin lahem mechochmatam v'chasidut. If you're dealing with a wise person or a pious person, speak about their wisdom and about their piousness. V'chol hamaskir al mi shelo haya bo klal. If you start mentioning good character traits on somebody who does not have good character traits, o shemusiv la'aflig yoter midai al ma shehaya bo. Rabotai, however, he says, what happens if he did have good character traits, but you didn't add a little bit, you over-exaggerated the character traits? He says you should know, Gorem ra'al la'atzmo v'lamet. You're causing bad, evil for yourself and for the dead person. So Rabotai, we see from today's Riddle Halacha of the day, number 1, when it comes to eulogizing people, we have to be very careful, because Hashem will take retribution from the people that make up stuff. Number 1. Number 2, we do see, Rabotai, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's glory, honor fills the whole world. There isn't a place where Hashem isn't. And number 3, we learn today in the Halach in the Shulchan Aruch, in Siman Bet, in Halacha Vav, in the Ramah, he says that when a person is in the bathroom, he has to make sure that he's also modest in the bathroom. And remember the teaching, Rabotai, who's called modest? One who's modest in the bathroom, not when he's modest outside showing off to the friends. Everything, Rabotai, is what happens inside the house, not what happens outside the house. Baruch Adonai L'Olam, Amen ve'Amen.